Good morning. This is Dr. John Bennett broadcasting from sunny Miami. Today we have another in a series of hangouts in the MedGadget channel designed to introduce the audience to the people behind the tech. And we have an illustrious crew with us today. First, we'll introduce the crew before we turn it over to Thomas Ward, the presenter. Hello, David. David, can you unmute, please? There you go.
Hello. How are you, John?
Can you tell a little bit where you're from and stuff, Dave?
Yeah, I'm David de Mena from Spain, M-Health Entrepreneurship, and also collaborated with the MedGadgets in Europe.
Yeah, and Dave is the gentleman that introduced us to Thomas. He went to the medical device show called Medica in Dusseldorf a couple of weeks ago. Gene, how you doing?
Hi, John. Hi, everyone. I'm Gene Ostrowski, managing editor of MedGadget. And Thomas, particularly, thank you for coming.
Very good. Welcome, Gene. Hello, Manuel. Glad you could come.
Yeah. Thank you, John, for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here with you all. Congratulations for joining this very good panel.
Yeah, I think you're going to enjoy this, Manuel, because Manuel's a neurologist, and one of the indications, it seems, is stroke victims. Hello, Simon.
Hello, hi, welcome, and it's lovely to be here from Tokyo, Japan, and I always enjoy these hangouts. I'm a developmental psychologist and a third-year medical student in Tokyo. Nice to be here. Looking forward to the presentation.
Very good. Welcome, Simon. And Thomas, welcome.
Hello, nice to be here. I'm Tomas Ward, and I'm an entrepreneur from Sweden, and also the CEO of Bioservo Technologies.
Thomas, can you tell us how you came upon doing this project?
I don't hear you.
Oh, okay. Could you tell us how you started this project? Why you started it, etc.?
Yeah. Okay. This project originally started from the Medical Institute Karolinska in Stockholm, Sweden. It's one of the most prestigious institutes in Sweden, and I was a professor that a neurosurgeon working with acquired brain injuries and stroke patients. So he had the idea that the hand was very, very important in rehabilitation of stroke patients to regain the plasticity of the brain. So they decided to work with a robotic device for the hand. So that's the start. Back in 2006.
Did you have a background in robotics with other robotic devices, or was this the first time?
No, but one of our founder, Dr. Johan Ingvast, he has a background in mechatronic and robotics. So he is the very specialist.
Okay, and he helped you get started?
He helped to get this started, yes.
Very good. Okay, Thomas, take it away.
Should I do a short introduction as a presentation?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You see this?
Not yet.
No?
No. Try again. We'll get it. It's funny, it always works in practice.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Try again.
Try.
Okay.
Now we get it.
Yeah, I believe so. It's a dark screen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's on there. Okay. It's on there. Okay.
Good. Okay. We are working with soft exoskeleton, and the idea is to empower and rehabilitate people. And actually, adding Swedish company, our core values is quality, trustability, creativity, and empathy. We are working for our patients. As I mentioned, Swedish firm, Swedish innovation. Actually, we were one of the 20th most innovative companies in Sweden last year. We have our original from Karolinska, the Medical Institute in Stockholm, and Royal Institute of Technology. The those were the two institutes that actually got the idea about this. And then we got this professor, this Dr. Johan Ingvars to start it up. Today, we are working with a lot of enterprises and organizations. And we do half development and half research. So I think it's important for an entrepreneur company to stay in research, especially if you're in the medical field. So here you see Professor Hans von Holst, that was the neurosurgeon in the middle. On the left side, we have Professor Jan Vikander. He's still in the company in the advisory board. And then we have Dr. Johan Ingvars on the right side. And what you see in this picture is the first prototype of the SEM glove. It had a computer and motors connected to it, and the total weight was about 23 kilos. Something completely different than today. We are working quite fast with our expansion. I'm actually I have an entrepreneur background, business background, so we started the market introduction in 2012, and now we are established in the market. So we have our products in the market, we have our users, we have our medical certification since 2010. And we also have a distributor network. Of course, in the Nordic, Sweden is our home market, but we have the rest of the Nordic. We're starting in the European community with UK, France, Netherlands, but surprisingly, we have also Japan, where we have a very good distributor. And that has its own story, because why go to Japan as one of the first countries? And it was actually so that when we were one of these 20 most innovative companies, we were invited to a show in Tokyo, and then they found us, and then decided that even that Japan has a lot of robotics and are very, very good at that. They found that this product that we have, our technology, they would like to have that. So that's why we are in Japan. So they do a lot of work for us. Okay, what are we actually doing? We say that we work with soft exoskeleton. We have positioned us as soft exoskeleton. We have hard exoskeleton like Exobionics, Rewalk, Cyberdyne. We have robotics, like a lot of different robotics, and we have wearable technology. And then a combination of robotics, wearable technology, and exoskeleton. We call it soft exoskeleton. And what we actually focus on is upper body. So we have our products for the hand, for the arm. And why we are doing this is actually what, from the original idea of stroke rehabilitation, we found out that our product was perfect for people with weak hand. People that would not be able to lift a glass, to carry a bag, or to work. And it's more than 50 million people around the world, just in Europe, North America. And it's elderly, it's arthritis, stroke patients, muscular disorder, congenital disabilities, local injuries, of course, and a number of different conditions. So among our customers or among our patients, we have a mix of these people. And the solution, I will actually show you later on in real world, so that you could see how it works. But it's a soft robotic, it's soft extra muscle, it's the SEM glove. And it's used in work life. It's used for people that is not working but need to be more independent. It's a non-invasive. It's intelligent, it has computers, batteries, but it mimics the true sensation of a hand. So it's very intuitive. it takes about 3 minutes to learn how to use it, which is very important when you talk about new products for this market. So if we look at some characteristics of it, it adds force. It's like my own hand, but it's just much stronger. It's like a normal glove. It's easy to use. The weight is about 70 grams. The power, the batteries, last for one whole working days, about 8 to 16 hours. And it's a patented, unique technology. And as you see, we have happy customers. Lage, the software engineer on top, he has cerebral palsy, and he was able to use his hand for the first time, and that's fantastic. You know, when our patients use our products, it's very emotional. And then you have Abbe, a carpenter, that could continue working thanks to this, and Peter, a logistics manager, he actually don't need the glove anymore because his muscles, he have been rehabilitated. And then we have, of course, the therapists that working with us. We always work close to the therapists and doctors. So, typical user, local injuries, neurological, we can come back to that in questions, muscle, spinal injuries, rheumatic diseases, stroke, age-related weakness. In our home market, we use it as orthopedic product, prevention, assistive, and for neurological or muscular illness. Okay, and then if you go down in medical terms, all our users need to have some movement in the hand. They can't be paralyzed. They really need to be able to use small movement. And with this version of the SEM glove, they need to be able to extend the hand. That will change in future versions. So, as you can see, in medical terms, patients with hand function, minor function, and then ARAT score, sulks, etc. But that's how we work. And we work with clinical partners. We always work very, very close to clinical partners for studies, clinical trials, and defining future products. Because we are a technology company, and we need to work very, very close with clinical partners and real patients. So that's about who can use it. I go quickly into some future. Next generation, we will talk about stroke rehabilitation, a very interesting area because stroke rehabilitation is a major problem. Stroke goes down in age, and there are more and more survivors from stroke, but also more and more people that have disabilities after a stroke. And there we have developed this SEM glove to advance stroke rehabilitation. Combine it with therapy software. We will measure improvement because we need to motivate and give feedback to the patient. One of the major problems, as we see it with stroke rehabilitation, is the low intensity. Because to have some result of rehabilitation, it must be very, very intensive, and it's urgent to do it. We work inpatient, outpatient, and then you could use our glove at home if you're not perfectly rehabilitate. And then we come into Internet of Things and things like that. We collect data about movement and activity. We feed that into the therapy software, but it's also used to motivate the patient. Have you actually been doing your training at home? Are you using your hand? What kind of movement pattern? So increased intensity in therapy and daily activities become therapy. And what you see there is a 5-finger version with extension, a lot of sensors to track the movement, and then therapy software. And as I mentioned, we are doing this kind of research and development with top international partners. So we are working very much in the so-called Horizon 2020 project in Europe, and we have been awarded 5 research projects with different partners. And we have both clinical partners and technology partners, like for example Hokoma, that are already established in this area. And the stroke rehabilitation will be available late 2016. So that's about that. Now I'll try to go back here.
Okay, yeah, just click on the, there you go. To get off the screen share, just click on the green arrow again. Very good, Thomas. Thank you for a very clear presentation for it. Seems like a great device. And let me get the screen off on. But and why don't we start questioning with Manuel, since he's a neurologist.
Yeah.
Hello, Manuel.
Hello.
Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I have a question for Thomas. Thomas,
Yeah.
does the glove, does this tool that is really might be really useful for patients with neurological conditions? How does it work in terms of fingers? So do you have to move your hand, the grip of your hand as a whole, or can you move the finger one by one at one time, or do you need to move the grip of the hand all to grasp something all in one step, one movement only?
One motion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will try to show you.
Okay.
Here I have a glass of water, and what I actually do when I'm using this glove is I'm just doing a normal grip. And do you hear some sound? It's the robotic motors that give extra force to the grip. And this is done individually for each finger. So you can adjust the force, the sensitivity for each finger, because you need to have exactly the amount of force needed, not more, not less.
Perfect.
And I just grasp and release, just like that.
Okay, so you can adjust these 3 fingers. You can adjust the strength of the grip.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the movement is typical like this. You need to have some movement like this.
Yeah, I understand. So you need to capture the starting movement and the back to the extension. Okay, I understand.
And how it works? It's sensors here.
Okay.
And then it's artificial tendons that the motor pulls. So it actually works the same as the tendons in the fingers.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Manuel, you had to test at Medica next year, because it was a wonderful experience to hold that you don't press anything, so you don't even make press, but you still that holding the everything you have. I tested it in the both, and it was really a good sensation of power.
You tried it on in Dusseldorf?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was going to ask, does it make a regular strength stronger? Like someone with no disability, does it make your grip stronger than it normally is?
No,
it doesn't.
Not this version.
Okay.
You will not become Superman.
Oh, okay. No Superman.
But what you can do is to hold an egg with it without breaking the shell of the egg. But you can also hold an object, for example, with a heavy object, because it adapts.
Okay, Gene, do you have some questions or comments?
Yeah, I was wondering. So it helps the hand, but I'm guessing that a lot of the people who have stroke and other issues that make their hand weak, they also have a weakness in the shoulder and the arm, overall.
In the proximal limb.
Yes. Is that how does that play a role in regarding your device?
That's of course important that they can move their arm, at least, because otherwise it doesn't make so much
Right.
result. So what we are doing is actually developing something for the shoulder. So we have iron arm, it's called, which makes it possible to lift your arm above 90 degrees, something like this. But that's also a future product. It's a prototype tested at real patients, but that's not on the market. That will come later on.
Thomas, can you comment on the sensation part of the hand? I was kind of surprised you mentioned that it has some sensory part to it.
Okay, what I said was that it's 4 sensors here.
Okay.
So
On the fingertips?
Yes, so when you initiate a grip, you come in contact, you get some pressure, and then the controller adds extra force to that grip.
Okay.
And that's why we actually get a strong grip. So
Okay.
for example, a person that are not able to hold a glass like this before, they can now do it.
Okay.
Thomas, can you talk about the kind of mechanism is inside? There's apparently like an unusual sort of motorized system, right? Soft robotics, you call it?
Yes, soft robotics. And with soft robotics, we mean that it's soft, it's not hard. So this system here is cable driven with tendons, artificial tendons, that the control unit that look like this, that I have in my belt, have engines and then they pull in the tendons via this connection.
Oh, okay.
So the motor is actually in the control unit?
Yes.
Okay. And how long, what kind of battery do you have there? How long does it last?
It's lithium batteries, 8 to 16 hours. It's like the normal camera batteries.
Okay.
And the reason why we have it here is, of course, that it is possible to disconnect the glove from the control unit. So we have 5 different sizes, left and right. That also means that you could switch gloves between one control unit. For example, if you use it at a clinic, you could have individual gloves for each patient, but still share the control units depending on the therapy programs.
Now that glove you're wearing now, is that the prototype, or is it different ones with different fingers? Because I see you have it on the thumb, ring finger, and middle finger. Is that the prototype? That's the one is it changed?
No.
Are there other ones that have the index finger or pinky?
Yeah, this is the product that are in the market.
Okay.
This is the one we have a lot of customers on.
Okay.
I know that some customers would like to have the index finger
Okay.
and other fingers. The reason why we have it like this is that the first users, they would like to have this finger for free because of sensitivity, and also the force when you're gripping is in these 2 fingers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's mostly designed for muscle power.
It's designed for giving extra strength.
Yeah, grip strength, which is very important, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas, I would like to make a question about the regulation in Europe or even in Japan that you are working.
Yeah.
So, because this is a new technology applied in a medical field.
Yeah.
So, this is regulated from the authorities, so it's something new that you have to be open in Europe or in Japan, or they know how to do it.
Yeah, okay. Let's start in Europe. It's a classified medical device. It's a class 1 medical device. In Japan, they are doing clinical trials to get it certified. It will take some time, as you know. Clinical trials take time. So currently, it's not sold as a medical device in Japan. In Europe, it's a medical device.
Well, maybe Simon can comment on that because he works in the medical device field.
Yes.
You know, there's a difference between a device and not a device. Um,
Right. Well,
what is
this,
basically the difference, Simon?
well, similar to America, Japan has the different levels, 1, 2, and 3, and as far as whether it's a medical device or not, how it's regulated. But yeah, I think he's talking about the Japanese PMDA, which is the regulation device in Japan. And I'm interested that you chose Japan as your first market, and I'm wondering what is your second biggest market as far as robotics is concerned. And the second question is regarding the rehabilitation, and how does it actually work to help rehabilitate a limb? In some cases, it actually helps to rehabilitate a hand.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with why we chose Japan. That was the reason why we chose Japan was that our distributor was very, very keen to get this to the market. So we said that Japan is not our first market. We should choose closer market to Europe. We should to our home market. But then they offered to do all the clinical trials and certifications, and without cost for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we go for that.
Sure.
Because, very, very professional. Second,
Rehabilitation?
Yes, rehabilitation. If you talk about this current glove, this is a class 1 assistive device, so it's not classified as a rehabilitation device. And that's very important, because to have it classified as a rehabilitation device, you actually need to have some evidence that it's rehabilitate.
Right.
So what it is now, it's used in training, for example, at rehabilitation clinics. Because what happens is that the patients are able to do more movement, more intense movement, to get motivated. But furthermore, if they are able to use their hand at home, for example, daily activities, they are using their affected side of the body after a stroke instead of just letting it go.
Oh, I see.
So in that case, it most likely rehabilitate, like if you use your affected side of the body. So it's actually not the glove that rehabilitate, but it makes it possible to be rehabilitated in that sense.
And if you're using the word rehabilitate, I know the FDA, for example, they require you to compare your device to a previously marketed device. They call it a predicate device.
Yeah.
And if not, then it's a de novo application. It must have been difficult for you to find some comparable device, because nothing really existed today.
No. Currently, we are not in the American market yet.
Okay.
Okay. Do you plan on going to the American market, Thomas?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I guess that's a long process of approval and etc. Correct?
First of all, we need to do clinical trials. We need to do studies.
Okay.
And I don't know what will happen. We plan to enter sometime late 2016. We need to identify partners, like we did in Japan.
Oh, okay.
That's important for us.
Really proactive.
We need to find how to start this process.
Okay, maybe you can talk to Simon later about this, but he's kind of he knows a little bit about that. Now, does the FDA? This is kind of a question for Simon too. Does the FDA look at the device and tell you, okay, this is what you need to do, A, B, C?
Yeah. You know, it used to be that it was a very difficult process to even get any information, and now they've opened a new office that will not only train you in what you need to start with training videos that anyone can see, but they will actually answer your email questions, any question, within a couple days, because it's a business. Obviously, they would like to get you paying those yearly licenses, and they will have someone assigned to your case. And they have what's called a pre-submission, where you can have a package together, and you prepare some kind of predicate, some possibly comparable device, and some possible tests that you're considering, and they'll give you feedback, which is wonderful. I'm doing that right now for a hearing aid. But yeah, they're really helpful, much more than before. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's our understanding too. Also, we have done some short investigations, some studies to try to find out the pre-market pathway. We have some initial testing in US
hmm
by medical partners, but it's a long process, and you need to
yeah, it is.
you need to do it
Sure is.
when you enter the American market. You need to do it
Yes.
in a clever way.
Right.
Yes.
Thomas, I wanted to ask you. I know lately a lot of universities they have groups that help help the technologies developed at the universities turn into spin-off companies. How did Karolinska Institute help you start the firm and get it going? Can you tell us anything about how they were involved in all this?
Yeah, okay. From the early beginning, it was government that supported the initial start of the company to get it started. But then more and more, it's investment capital. It's private investors from the beginning, then venture capital. So now we are a company that actually a commercial company like any other company. That yeah.
What about patents? Did you have a patent for anything? Or,
Yes.
And did you obtain that early on while it was still at the university, or how does that?
No, after university, but it's quite early. The first patent, I think, is from 2007.
Okay.
So we have this patent then all over the world. And we have during the new development another 4 new patents into the to secure the development.
So a patent's not global. It's every country has their own licensing for patents, or is it once you have a patent, it's global?
No, yes and no.
Yes
Yeah.
and no.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have some agreement between Europe. In the older country of Europe, you have the same agreement for just one
Okay.
patent, and also I think there is also an international agreement that you
International
can,
patent.
yeah, you can make in the European patent bureau, and then it's also be in the US.
Yeah.
Very
But this is, for example, a patent in US, Japan, and most of Europe and Australia and some other countries.
Okay, Manuel, you have any comments, parting comments or questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask, is there any side effect or is there any interference with any other movement the patient want to do? I don't know if this tool may interfere with any kind of soft movement, because if it gives extra power, extra strength, but what if the patient were to make a soft movement? May it interfere with natural movements in some way?
No, it actually not. It is possible to do the same kind of movement. What you actually notice is you have a glove on your hand. So that is, you can't, for example, tie your shoelaces with gloves on. That's
Okay.
a problem. But that's more that you have a glove. It's not the technology. The technology is very intuitive and follow the smallest movement.
Good.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good.
Thomas, I was wondering, do you have any thoughts about taking this technology towards some other uses, maybe in the industry or something where people need extra strength or something like that? It's outside of medical.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Both for example, in Sweden, most of our patients are actually working population. So they are using this to going back to work or to continue working after accidents, after strain injuries, and even for prevention of strain injuries. So industry is very, very important for us. But currently we focus on the healthcare market. And I think it's very good to come from the healthcare market because you understand ergonomics, you understand body functions, and it must come from how the body works, not from a technology viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But industry is important for us.
Very good. Okay. Thank you. I'd like to thank you, Thomas, for an excellent presentation, and it seems like a great device, and I wish you success. And I hope to have you on again. And good luck in the USA and the other countries. And thanks to all the guests for coming out.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll send everyone a link. Goodbye.
Right,
Bye.
Bye.